Warning. To get the most out of this vocabulary listening session in a relaxation mode that approaches hypnosis, we recommend that you first listen to the normal video about this vocabulary. Listening to the normal video dedicated to a specific theme will allow you to familiarize yourself with this vocabulary, or even look up for unknown words. Thus, after this preliminary work, your brain having already become accustomed to this vocabulary, listening to this video will be much more effective. Now let's begin the relaxation phase.
Find a comfortable place to sit or lie down in a quiet place away from light and noise. Once you're settled, feel free to adjust your position if you need to take a deep breath. Fill your lungs and hold it for a second. Now, exhale and close your eyes. Let yourself relax. Let go of the superficial tensions in your body and let your shoulders relax. It's good to relax today, to prepare for learning English. Now place your awareness on your eyelids. You know that you can relax these eyes wonderfully. You know that you can relax these eyes so deeply that as long as you choose to, keep this relaxation. The eyelids will simply no longer function. And when you know that you have done this, keep this relaxation and give it a good try. Sure, they don't work. And notice how they feel. Really test them. That's okay. That's good. Stop trying and let yourself relax even more. The quality of relaxation that you have created in your eyes is the quality of relaxation that I would like you to let go of in your entire body. So take this relaxation and bring it to the top of your head and send it down your body, from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Let go of every muscle, let go of every nerve, let go of every fiber, and let yourself drift much more deeply relaxed. There you have it. Now let's really deepen this state. In a moment, I will ask you to open and close your eyes. When you close your eyes, send a wave of relaxation through your body so quickly that you will allow the physical part of yourself to relax 10 times deeper. Want it and you will have it. Let your eyes open and close your eyes and really let go. Feel your body relax even more. You are doing very well. In a moment, I will ask you to open and close your eyes again. At the moment you close your eyes, double this physical relaxation. Let it really develop in you twice as deeply. Let your eyes open and close. deeper, relaxed. In a moment, we will do it one more time. And notice how this will happen all by itself as you learn how simple all of this is. Double it at least. Very well. Let your eyes open and close and let go. That's good. That's good. Now the body is really relaxed, so let's let the mind relax. That's really what we want to do. When your mind is relaxed, you can really achieve anything you can imagine within certain limits. Of course, a relaxed mind that will allow us to listen to this new English course and better understand its vocabulary. Let's go now.
Global Inequalities Vocabulary. Inequality, the state of being unequal in status, rights, opportunities, or distribution of resources. Example: the government is committed to reducing inequality in society. Glaring, gross inequalities, inequalities that are obvious, striking, or offensive. Example: there are glaring inequalities in the distribution of wealth in this country. Poverty, the state of being extremely poor. Example: the poverty rate in this region has been increasing over the past decade. To bridge, to narrow the gap, to reduce the difference between two things. Example: the government has launched several initiatives to bridge the gap between the rich and the poor. Wealth disparity, the difference in wealth between different groups of people. Example: the wealth disparity between the top 1% and the bottom 50% of the population is staggering. Inequality of opportunity, the unequal distribution of opportunities based on factors such as race, gender, or socioeconomic status. Example: the company is committed to promoting diversity and reducing inequality of opportunity in the workplace. Discrimination, the unjust or prejudicial treatment of different categories of people, especially on the grounds of race, age, or sex. Example: discrimination against women in the workplace is still a major problem. To tackle inequalities, to address or deal with inequalities. Example: the government has launched a new program to tackle inequalities in education. Marginalization, the process of pushing a particular group or individual to the edge of society by limiting their access to resources or opportunities. Example: the marginalized communities in this region have been neglected by the government for far too long. Disparity, a great difference or inequality. Example: there is a huge disparity in the quality of healthcare between urban and rural areas. Social justice: the fair and equitable distribution of resources and opportunities in society. Example: the organization is dedicated to promoting social justice and equality for all. Underprivileged: people who are disadvantaged or lack the resources and opportunities that others have. Example: the organization provides support and resources to underprivileged children in the community. Gender inequality: the unequal treatment or perception of individuals based on their gender. Example: gender inequality is a major issue in many parts of the world. Racial disparities – differences in outcomes or opportunities based on race. Example: there are significant racial disparities in access to healthcare in this country. To bridge the social divide – to reduce the differences between different groups of people in society. Example: the government has launched several initiatives to bridge the social divide between different ethnic groups. Economic disadvantage – the state of being economically disadvantaged or lacking resources. Example: the economic disadvantage faced by many families in this region is a major concern. Access to education – the ability to obtain an education or access educational resources. Example: the organization is dedicated to improving access to education for underprivileged children. To raise inheritance taxes – to increase the taxes paid on inherited wealth. Example: the government is considering raising inheritance taxes to reduce wealth disparity. Income disparity – the difference in income between different groups of people. Example: the income disparity between the top 1% and the bottom 50% of the population is staggering. A better distribution of wealth – a more equitable distribution of resources and opportunities in society. Example: the organization is dedicated to promoting a better distribution of wealth and reducing poverty. Social mobility – the ability of individuals or families to move up or down the social ladder based on their own efforts or circumstances. Example: social mobility has been declining in this country over the past few decades. Living wage – a wage that is sufficient to cover the basic needs of an individual or family. Example: the organization is advocating for a living wage for all workers. Class divide. The differences between different social classes in society. Example: the class divide in this country is becoming increasingly pronounced. Food insecurity. The state of being without reliable access to a sufficient quantity of affordable, nutritious food. Example: food insecurity is a major problem in many parts of the world. Health disparities. Differences in health outcomes are access to healthcare based on factors such as race, gender, or socioeconomic status. Example: there are significant health disparities between different communities in this region. Global poverty. Poverty that affects people around the world. Example: the organization is dedicated to fighting global poverty and promoting economic development in developing countries. Urban versus rural disparities. Differences in outcomes or opportunities between urban and rural areas. Example: there are significant disparities in access to healthcare between urban and rural areas. Child labor. The employment of children in any work that deprives them of their childhood, interferes with their ability to attend regular school, or is mentally, physically, socially, or morally harmful. Example: child labor is a major problem in many parts of the world. Housing inequality. The unequal distribution of housing resources and opportunities. Example: housing inequality is a major issue in many urban areas around the world. Human rights violations. Actions that violate the basic rights and freedoms to which all humans are entitled. Example: human rights violations are a major concern in many parts of the world. Exploitation. The action or fact of treating someone unfairly in order to benefit from their work. Example: the company was accused of exploitation and underpaying its workers. Minimum wage. The lowest wage that an employer is legally required to pay to their employees. Example: the government has raised the minimum wage to help reduce poverty and inequality. Economic oppression. The use of economic power to control or exploit others. Example: economic oppression is a major issue in many developing countries. Social exclusion. The process of excluding individuals or groups from full participation in society. Example: social exclusion is a major problem for many marginalized communities. Educational disparities – differences in educational outcomes or opportunities based on factors such as race, gender, or socioeconomic status. Example: there are significant educational disparities between different communities in this region. Debt cycle – the cycle of borrowing money to pay off existing debts, leading to further debt and financial instability. Example: many families are trapped in a debt cycle that is difficult to escape. Globalization – the process by which businesses or other organizations develop international influence or start operating on an international scale. Example: globalization has led to increased economic growth and cultural exchange around the world.
Good job, everyone. You have successfully completed the hypnosis session. Now we are going to gradually wake you up. As you count backwards from 10 to 1, you will begin to feel more and more alert. 10. Your mind is becoming clearer. 9. You are starting to feel your body again. 8. You are feeling more focused. 7. Your body slowly wakes up. 6. Your muscles are becoming more energized. 5. You are feeling more and more like yourself. 4. You are feeling really refreshed and energized. 2. You are ready to return to your normal activities. 1. Open your eyes. You are feeling great. You are alert and focused. You are ready to take on the world.